And we're live. What is good, YouTube? It's your boys back again, unapologetically men, your dynamic duo. It's your boy Max, aka Maximilian. You know who it is. I'm your host, and I got my co-host with me tonight.
Lando is back up in the building. We
Back again.
chop it up tonight.
Man, how you doing, Mr. Lando?
Man, I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, yeah, awesome, awesome, awesome. Now I understand we got a special guest.
Yes, indeed. We got a guest tonight. What we're coming on a podcast. We're having our first guest tonight to really bring the heat tonight on our topics. We got Rome in the building. Say hello, Rome.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good, what is good, Rome, man? It's nice to meet you for the first time
Yeah.
talking to you. I want to say, welcome to the cast. You know what I'm saying? Tonight's top topic, we're going on right now. It's called Top 10 Mistakes We Make Dealing with Women.
Mm.
Yeah.
And we got this little burner. We just made this list. This is no in particular order. So we're just gonna spit them off at the top of our dome here. And we're gonna start with number one. Mr. Lando, what's number one?
Number one is allowing a woman to take the lead, or is it allowing women to take the lead, or us just volunteering to take the lead?
Man, just allowing them to take the lead is
I
is
think it's
my
a
thing.
wow because a lot
Yeah.
of times, a lot of times I just kind of want to see where this goes.
Mhm.
Right,
Right.
right.
It's like what's she doing? You know?
Right.
It's like how invested are we getting with this one? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
It's
In the
like
waters.
it's like listening to a comedian set up their bit.
Mhm.
It's like, when is this going to get funny for me?
Right.
You know?
Man, I see it. And always in terms of a relationship, I just figure like, letting a woman take the lead in directing your relationship with them, they typically will lead you basically off a cliff and just push your ass there.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And
You know.
then yell at you for yelling at you for fucking letting that happen.
Yep. Yep. It's like, we're not in that aspect, you're not staying within your masculine on top of that
Yeah.
by letting them do that, and they,
Mm.
and they kind of, it's almost like you got treated like she's a child almost.
Mm-hmm. I
That's
once
how.
read I once read
That's,
an article that said most relationships you have to treat each other almost like children. Which
mm,
is really weird to me.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't think that at all. It makes me wonder who was the author of that, because in my from my opinion, I feel
Hmm.
like in a relationship you always got to keep the frame, but
Hmm.
Mm.
not make it evident that you're keeping the frame.
Right.
Yeah, you're
Right.
right.
Right. Right.
Well,
Because
also, this was on the internet, so how true is that?
that's
Like, I
true.
should probably say most of my articles are on the internet.
Oh yeah,
So
you gotta take those with a grain of salt.
Yep.
All right, but let's go on, slide on into number two. Number two is letting their pussy control your actions.
Oh, that's a huge one, man.
guilty.
Speak on it,
That
sir.
every guy is
Speak
guilty
on
of that one.
Yes,
Man,
sir. Rome, how you feel about that, Rome? Like just letting her, what does that say to you when somebody says, letting the pussy control your actions?
Um, for me, like what that means is, if there's a situation that happens, basically, they hold your hormones hostage.
mm,
Mm,
You know what I mean?
mm.
Like,
I like that. I like that.
yeah, like if you're feeling a little bit kind of horny and they know it, they're not gonna do it because I don't know, you didn't do something for them that day.
Mm,
Or I mean, and they don't owe you anything really, but the
right.
fact that
Right.
they would like use that as a weapon would be
Mm-hmm.
is kind of jacked up. I mean, they could easily just say they're not in the mood, which
Mm-hmm.
would be fine, but the fact that it would have to put meaning behind it is kind of fucking shady.
yeah,
Right.
You know?
it's a combination of bargaining, you know.
Mm,
Yeah. Like, cause sometimes I'm not in the mood either. Sometimes I just want to get some sleep.
right.
I just
Right.
don't hit an agenda behind it. But the
But
fact
you
that it
ain't, but
actually
you ain't, but you ain't weaponizing your sex. You know what I'm saying?
exactly, yeah, exactly. So I
It's
think
the
Yeah.
that's
even
some
trade.
yeah, that's
It's
some
the even
bullshit.
trade.
Yeah.
Yeah. What you say that again, Lando?
The sex is an even trade. So
Right.
it's funny
Hmm.
how men will give up their power and be like, okay, her sex is worth more than mine, so I have to
Right.
pay for it. And that's just a wrong move. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
That's where men don't actually see themselves as the prize, because it's
Right.
like we're always going to bring more to the table. It's
Hmm.
like our social market value. I mean, most men that are MGTOW or have taken the red pill understands that our sexual market value increases with time, while theirs
Yeah.
drops off the closer they get to the wall.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of also feel that like we're also to blame too, because we put it on a pedestal that to the point where they feel that it's a gift.
Oh yeah,
And,
that's
and when really it's like, because like for example, like most men can't really do that with their dicks, because like most women can just go out and get some dick
more dick, right? At
like,
any will.
anytime they want.
Oh yeah.
Some men don't have that kind of like a alpha male where their dick is a prize. Some men don't have that luxury. So
Right.
like
I
sometimes,
feel where you're going.
yeah. So sometimes I kind of feel like we're also to like blame by putting it on a pedestal.
Right.
You know.
Right. And that's why this is titled Top 10 Mistakes That We Make
Mm-hmm.
with women.
Exactly. Like we should
pedestalizing the pussy.
exactly like we should be able to be like you know what I'm good tonight. I'll just
Yep.
rub one out on the couch, which I've actually done before. Like there's times where I was like, you know what, I'm not really feeling it tonight. Nothing personal, but you don't do it for me tonight. I'm sorry,
Right.
I'm gonna have to rub one out before work.
The number of times that I've actually turned down pussy, the women just had this look on their face like, what just happened?
Right.
Oh God, when you
that's
do that
supposed
to them,
to happen. That's not supposed to happen at all.
and you get some. Oh man, you gotta watch out for that one, because
Oh
you'll
yeah.
get some mixed. You get some mixed
Yeah.
responses. Like with that
Yeah.
one, either it'll turn it to your favor, or they get very angry and they'll just
Oh
get their dick
man.
somewhere else.
Oh
Yep.
man, seriously. Yeah. I mean, and like
it opens the door for her cheating.
yeah,
Yes,
and we don't have,
exactly.
and it's like we don't have the luxury to get upset like that. You know what I'm saying? Like to the extent that they get upset if you reject them in that way.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, imagine if you had the gall to be like, if you don't give me sex right now, I'll go get it from another bitch.
yeah.
Imagine the backlash from that.
Like, well, one of you said it before. Yeah, if you do that, then you open the door for cheating, and then they'll just blame you for that they cheated.
Right. That's gonna happen anyway. So,
Exactly.
yeah, but
And
anyhow,
I think that's true in any relationship too. Male, female, same sex. That's just how it happens.
yeah, and that actually curves tails into number 3 about letting yourself be gaslit. And when it comes to cheating, like, as we were talking about, being cheated on, they pretty much blame you for the reason why they're cheating. So, and that is being gaslit. Now, Mr. Lando, you want to educate the viewers or the listeners on what gaslighting is?
Gaslighting is pretty much when a woman pretty much provokes the stress and anxiety out of you by making it seem like what they're doing is your fault. You know what I mean? Or they're basically turning around all the responsibility on you for whatever tension is being caused.
Yeah, and it's kind of like what their reality or what they deem is reality. They're trying to make it your reality when that's not what you experienced.
Yeah.
And I got a quick story for you.
Yeah.
The one current person I was with, we were having communication issues, and I cut her off on Facebook. I blocked her, and I told her I wanted to talk to her, not text, because I feel texting is misunderstood, and I wanted to have a verbal conversation.
Right.
And so I told her, any text that you send me, I will delete. And I will only respond to phone calls. So the fucking next day later, she sends me a text. It doesn't have to be this way. And like an idiot, that was gaslighting, because I told her I would delete the call, I would delete the text. And like an idiot, I fucking bit the bait.
Yeah,
I texted her back. I should have just deleted it and not freaking like respond to it.
Right.
And that was gaslighting, because the moment I freaking text her back, she started blaming me for shit.
Yeah.
And I didn't get what I wanted because I wanted a phone call. So that was my fault.
Right.
So that's a good example of gaslighting. Like I told her my terms, and she did it anyway to see what I would do.
She shit tested you. Yeah,
she texted me after I said I would delete her text and not respond.
Straight shit test. Yeah, that was a shit test.
Yeah, and I fucking fell for it because I'm a gullible asshole.
Yeah.
More to the point with gaslighting, it's basically a psychological means of questioning your own sanity.
Yes.
And so, I mean, when a woman manipulates you to where you second guess yourself
Mm-hmm.
That's ultimate gaslighting.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right. So number 4 on the list, we going moving right along. Building a bitch,
Mhm.
aka being a white knight,
Mm.
aka Captain Save a Hoe.
Yep, all three, same thing. Like I feel I'm a little bit more PC than you guys. I'm more of a white knight kind of guy than Captain
Yeah.
Save a Ho, but I've used the term Captain Save a Ho a lot because I've done
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Now do you think that men have a tendency to date down? Um, and I think that kind of falls into that category of building a bitch.
Mm.
And you're gonna find a millionaire out there who might be dating a Starbucks barista. You know what I'm
The,
saying?
the pretty
And
woman complex.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. The Pretty Woman complex. Richard Gere and Sandra Bullock.
No,
When
Mm.
they did that movie.
Now it's interesting because I've encountered the counterclockwise of that one,
Hmm.
of where I would date someone who I didn't really find that attractive,
Hmm.
where I thought she was okay. She just seemed like a really awesome person that I can
Hmm.
spend my time with. Because, like, once again, I'm not really into sex. I'm more into quality time.
Hmm.
And so, but she would tell me about like this guy she's currently with, her ex boyfriend,
Mm.
and I'm thinking like, well, I'm a nice guy. I feel that I'm different, and then I would
Yeah.
date her, and then she would tell me how different I am, and I will feel that like I'm saving her once again, playing on, like we talked about this earlier. uh it plays on that whole male provider thing, like
Right.
I'm
Right.
providing her some form of safety, some form of compassion, some form of change.
Right.
It has nothing to do with her looks for me. It had more
Hmm.
to do with like quality time
Gotcha.
you know
Gotcha.
but with the whole Captain Save a Ho, White Knight complex, Build a Bitch, uh, they they make you feel that you are different, and the mistake that we make is feeling that we're different than the other guy, when really what we don't realize is we're the exact same as the other guy, because when you date other people, you date the same person, really.
Hmm.
I mean, that's the definition of crazy. We all date the same person that we think that is going to be different.
Right.
But that's just my
it's
opinion. I'm not sure how
insanity.
you guys feel about
That,
that.
that that sounds like the definition of insanity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Right.
And
Right.
yeah, and what happens? We fuck up
Right.
because
Oh
we
yeah.
thought it was going to be different, and then it wasn't.
Right. 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 So, moving along to number 5, thinking she's out of your league. Now,
Mm.
in my experience with this, this bullet point here is that we were always, you was that kid growing up or whatever, and you always saw the pretty girl, the girl
Mm.
you most attracted to, and you think, God, I can never get with her, But then you get older as a man, you think in yourself, our like you spoke on earlier, Mr. Lando, our sexual market value increases as we get older for
Yeah.
men. So it's like you should never have that mentality, even as a young kid, that she's out of your league. You should
Mm.
you should just go after. Like if you want to get at it, get at it. If you fail, then you fail. It's whatever. But never think that she's above you just because she's a pretty ass girl or some shit like that.
Yeah,
So
because the
that
worst thing that she could do to you is just say no.
right.
But as men, we're taught that if a woman rejects us, then that makes us less than human, less
Yeah.
as valuable, and that's
Hmm.
not the case. Because the reality is, we're the prize. Because when they hit the wall, they're going to be looking for us.
Yep.
They're going to bring them back from the brink of oblivion,
Hmm.
or
And
either.
and
Mm.
sometimes that wall smashes the shit out of them. So.
Oh yeah. I've encountered two parallels with that actually,
Hmm.
that are actually very similar,
Hmm.
but a little slightly different. The two parallels I encountered, one was a very abusive relationship.
Hmm.
Uh, that was my first one, and the most current one was both the same thing. Both of them were crushes I had
Hmm.
years ago. So it wasn't exactly like I get approached from like women all the time, and I
Uh-huh.
usually shoot them down because once again, I hate to fucking be a branding kind of thing, like, but I'm asexual, and like a lot of times I shoot a lot of fucking women down because
That
like
sound
I don't.
thirsty.
Yeah, I don't really care. Like it's like one of those things where I go to a bar and I'll just hang out and I'll just like read a book, draw,
Yeah,
drink, the things you do at a bar, and
yeah.
I'll get women approach me and I'll just be like, I really don't care, and I'll just like talk to them, but I don't even make eye contact. I just like fucking stay. I'll say one word answers until
But
they walk away.
you understand that
Yeah.
that actually attracts them to you, right?
Yeah, it's really weird. I had women. I
I
had
do the
women
same shit,
approach
bro.
me. Yeah, I had women approach me wanting selfies with me because
Yeah,
I was not paying attention to them.
exactly.
It's very bizarre. It's like
I do the
I was
same
there.
damn thing.
I was their unicorn, and for
Yep,
some reason they wanted visual proof that like, oh,
yep.
here's a guy who's not paying attention to me. Let me take a photo. I'm like, what the fuck
Well,
is
you're
going on?
triggering. You're also triggering the narcissism in them.
Yeah.
You're also triggering that,
Hmm.
and I do that shit all the time too.
Hmm.
I just go out. I go to the spot. Just to listen to the music.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
You know,
I'll go to a bar for
it
the
just
reason
so
you go to a
happened a
bar to
woman will
drink.
be there.
Yeah.
That I'll get in with, but
Right.
And
I don't go there for them though.
yeah, and so apparently, like these two women were crushes, and
Hmm.
so I let my guard down because I had urges. My past self was
Hmm.
my enemy.
Hmm.
Oh,
Where it was like,
past self is always our enemy.
yeah, it's like, well, I had feelings toward them like years ago,
Hmm.
and oh my god, they're talking to me now.
Right.
What the fuck? Oh my god, this is like a dream come true. And then I'll date them for a while, and I find out they're actually a nightmare.
Right. Yeah.
And
Mhm.
When once, and once I know you recently unplugged from the Matrix, so it's
yeah.
kind of like when you understand why they're now sniffing back around you,
Hmm.
you kind of understand and you can like reject them, a lot sooner than having
Yeah.
to find out that they're a nightmare. You already
Oh
know they're
god.
going to be a nightmare.
Yeah.
You
Most of
know.
my problems actually are actually women from my past, not
Yep.
current women.
I have
Yeah,
one of those. I
women
have one
use
of
it.
those.
They use
I
it.
have one of those too, man. I have one of
Yeah.
those too. I spoke about it, on a previous podcast. Like she came back sniffing around after being a single mother and being ran through.
Yeah,
You
yeah, and
know.
that's the next point on our list too.
Yeah. Oh
Oh,
yeah.
that's
That is the
a
next
good
point on our
set.
list, isn't
That's a
it?
good segue.
Yes, sir.
Excellent,
Falling for the
Dino.
single mother. They
Yeah.
will use their children as a tool to
Mm.
suck you into a relationship, and that's
God.
that's currently what she was trying to do to me.
Oh,
Like,
she was saying I'm a package deal.
Mhm.
yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, and if you have any
That's
experience, like
what she
men
is.
out there, if you men out there listening, you have an experience, and even though we're MGTOW, we still make date around or whatever, and you got single, like, well, for one, there's a lot of single mothers out there that are just hawking for you,
Yeah.
Oh
you know.
God, but I recently encountered the single mother aspect, and I am from a single mom family.
Hmm.
My dad was not around at all. Grew
Same
around
here.
five
Yeah.
women, and so I know how the single mom aspect, financial dating aspect works.
Hmm.
And I did not want to meet her child until we were established.
Right.
2 weeks in, she agreed upon that, but then 2 weeks in, she uh, invited me over, and I didn't want to meet her child, but then she wanted me to meet her child.
Mm.
So, and then her daughter and I actually got along real well. We had a lot of things
Yeah.
in common.
Well, that's what
It
they
was,
do.
yeah, it was so weird because well, I was like, well, didn't we both agree that I wasn't going to meet your kid? And now here we are, I'm meeting your
Hmm.
kid. And I kind of felt that she was using her kid as bait,
Hmm. Yeah,
because we
that's what
had
they do.
similar things in common,
Oh yeah.
and I can easily see myself gravitating towards her child because her
Hmm.
child was a pretty, outside of the mom was I mean, at the time, of course, I thought her mom was awesome, but the child was a really cool kid. I was like, wow,
Yeah.
I can see myself totally being a male role model for her
Hmm.
daughter because I don't want her daughter growing up thinking guys are douchebags.
Well, she's triggering that protective instinct in you.
Yes.
So
Hmm.
And
so
not
that
only
that
that, usually when women are looking for a male uh, like a male influence in their kids' lives is because deep down they know that they can't bring that balance
Hmm.
Yeah.
all by
Hmm.
themselves.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
the one that I'm dealing with, right? Well, I'm trying to keep at bay, so to
Good.
speak,
Yeah.
because
You
I've
good
known her
idea.
since I was I've known her since I was 12. Like we've been on and off since I was 12.
Oh wow.
But
So you
so
know
it's
where I'm coming from.
yeah, so it's a hell of a history. But the like she straight out came out and said, I want to have a male role model for my children, and I
Mm,
know you're the type of guy that my kids can look at and say this is the type of man because they're two daughters. She has two daughters. She's
mm,
like this is the type of man that, despite the fact that their mom never even went after a guy like me, even though we was together for a little bit. She still went for the bad boys. And
Hmm.
mm.
and so she was like she wants her daughters to learn the lesson of going after a guy like me because I was the one she missed out on. I was the the what do you call it? Say it again, Lando.
One that got away.
The
It's
one
funny
that
how
got
they
away.
say it like
Hmm.
that.
That's literally what she told me. She was like, "You're the one that got away," and I was like, "Oh, that's so sweet of you. I've never been somebody's one that got away."
I had an ex girlfriend tell me some junk like that after we had split up, and then some years later she came tried coming back in my life,
Hmm.
talking about I'm the one that got away, and I'm like, no, you broke this.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh
Like
God.
they,
Yeah.
they they're the ones that leave. Yeah, so it's not even the case. So, but
Yeah. I ran into that situation too, actually, because like once again, uh, I hate to sound like a plug, but like the whole asexuality. The person I was with, her daughter is non-binary,
hmm
and she wanted me around because she felt that like being her daughter being a non-binary, we had similar things in common that I could relate to her more.
hmm
And she even told me that. So it
mm.
was weird, like because like she called me being clingy, but at the same time she's trying to introduce me to her daughter
Yeah, that's
because
She
like
probably
because like
projecting.
yeah, it's like it was so weird. It's like, wait a minute, I'm clingy, but you're trying to force me onto your daughter because your
Yep.
daughter's non-binary and you can't relate.
She
It
probably
was
projecting.
yeah, it was bizarre and very
she
confusing.
was trying to be that beta provider in that aspect of what she needed. You know what I mean? It's like
Hmm.
Hmm.
she wants you to instill certain values in her daughter that she doesn't even have.
Hmm.
So yeah, at
So
this particular point,
she's
she
not
didn't
going to be
want
a serious companion.
Yeah, she didn't. It's weird because I think she's attracted to the piece of shit alpha male, but at the
Hmm.
same time, since her daughter is non-binary, I think she feels that a beta male will be better suited as a male role model for her daughter. So I kind of feel the mother doesn't know exactly what she wants.
Hmm.
I think she knows what she wants for herself personally, selfishly, but as
Hmm.
the mom, she
She has
needs
no
She's
idea
a
what's
lost.
going
Yeah,
on.
she's lost on
yeah, so it's very, very
She's
confusing
got no
for her.
business being a parent. It sounds like.
it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, her daughter is, yeah, her daughter, I feel, uh, knows the deal.
Hmm.
But as a mom, the mom is confused on what she should do for her daughter.
Mm.
You know
Have,
what's going to happen with that paradigm? Eventually, when the daughter gets older, she's going to become the parent.
yes,
Oh
that's the
yeah.
sad part. I see it coming
Yeah, oh yeah.
already. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
she's gonna
Oh
definitely
yeah.
gonna be. And the weird thing is, being non-binary, I kind of feel that she probably would treat both sexes like pieces of shit.
Mm.
Yeah,
Which is
that
her,
sounds
which
like
her
a
mom is
recipe for that.
which her mom is a bisexual and she does do that to both sexes. So
Mm.
yeah, there you are.
It sounds
Is
like
she
a
the
sounds
type
like a
of?
recipe. It sounds like a recipe for a
Yes,
disaster going on there. But moving along into number seven,
let's do that.
trying to turn hoes into housewives. Now, in my case, I didn't seek out to find hoes. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't like, oh, let me go get with this chick. Let me go get with that chick. I was just trying to find the best chick for myself and end up, what you do is you get one that's a chameleon. They become a chameleon, and
Mm.
what they don't tell you is their sexual history, or they fudge their sexual history about riding the cock carousel, and
Yep.
then you think, whoa, wait, great, I found a good one. Now I can make a commitment to this one,
Yeah,
and end up you being the beta male that you were, all your
Mm.
life. providing for her. She wants that alpha male or that fuck boy that she used to mess with back in
Mm,
the day, and end up, in my
Mhm.
case, end up messing around with fuck boys again. You know.
yeah, I that happened to me. Definitely.
Mm.
You definitely
Yeah.
can't turn a hoe into
What?
a housewife.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, it's just a bad move. Don't do it, gentlemen. Just stay away from them. Well, I mean, I won't even say you have to stay away from them. Just know that.
just use them what they're for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Just use it
Yeah.
for what is you see what it's for. Have fun with it, and then move on, man.
Yeah.
It's because it ain't gonna be worth it
Just
in
like
the
my
end.
man Replicant Fish says, bust and move.
Bust and move. What Rep said.
Yeah,
Exactly. Exactly.
Lando sent me that YouTube video about the ride, and I had mixed feelings about that. I was angry, but it was true. It was true. It was true,
He's
man.
like, God dang it! I don't. Why does it got to be so true? Why does it got
Yeah,
to
Oh
be
I
yeah,
was
true?
so
man.
angry because
So,
in
Rome,
between the time she was dating me, I knew she was probably fucking somebody else. And you
Yep.
know what I mean?
and
And the whole
just
thing
for
is,
our
I shouldn't even
listeners,
be mad about that because she's just a ride.
Yep.
yeah,
Exactly.
just for our
Yeah,
listeners
they
out
all are
there that's
really, you
coming in,
know.
and
Yep.
just for our
Yep.
listeners that's just now joining, we're having a list of top 10 mistakes that men make when dealing with women, and we also have a guest on the line. His name is Rome, and we're joining into this little powwow here, and also to add to about the turning the hoe into a housewife. Um, when a woman talks, actually like tells you what her body count is, they're
Mm.
always lying.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah, it's more.
I think it
It's
was.
more.
I think
It's
it was
more.
Terrence Howard that if you watch a little Terrence Howard, I think he says you gotta multiply that like by six, and then you gotta add like something. I gotta go back and listen to his formula that he makes, but it's hilarious,
Well,
dude.
my rule of thumb is whatever number they give you, if you multiply it times two, you get closer to the truth.
Mm.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's funny with guys. I kind of feel guys like to humble brag, so guys' numbers are pretty accurate.
Hmm.
Like
That's true.
my numbers are still on my hands.
Right,
Like that
right.
just shows how just shows how like virginy virtuous I am.
But not just that, a lot of people get this misconception of guys having a body count is actually an admirable thing.
Yeah.
Actually, it kind of
Hmm.
works against you because the more pussy you have, the more ordinary it becomes.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's
Yeah.
like the more dick women have, the more crazy they are because they
Oh
got a
shit.
whole bunch of DNA populating their
Yeah.
body.
Yeah.
You know, it's weird about that because I don't even blame a woman for like having like a lot of sexual partners. But the problem I have with it is they hold you to these partners' standards.
Mm.
That's the problem I have with it. It's like
Yeah,
all
that's the
because they
crazy
dated a
part.
piece of shit and that he used for dick, they gotta hold you to the same standards.
Mm.
It's like, well, weren't you just using him for dick? Why are you holding me to this guy's standards if he was just a
Right.
fuck boy?
Well,
Right.
that's the crazy part that I'm talking about. You know, it's
Yeah,
like with each sexual partner a woman has, it affects her psychology.
yeah,
Hmm.
With men, it doesn't do that. It's like we have the ability to bust and move and not look back.
yeah. Like
Yep.
I had some sexual partners that like were like they were just rides.
Right.
And like I don't hold a girl that I would want to have feelings for to those standards, not even
Right.
sexually. It's like
Right.
all because she was like be able to suck my dick all the way down doesn't mean I expect you to suck my dick all the way down. You know what
Right.
I mean?
Right.
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 You know?
And
Right.
the thing about me when it comes to women that I deal with, I like to have all the cards on the table because it's like, even though I have a red pill MGTOW view of the world, I still live by a code. So it's like, if we're
Hmm.
just fucking, let that be that. But if you want a relationship, communicate that too.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah, totally.
it's like
Oh yeah.
lay all the cards out on the table. That way, there's no misconception of, oh, you just wanted to fuck me and move on. Because at
Right.
that point, I'll be like, hey, that's what you brought to the table, and that was it.
Right. Right.
You know, I'm glad you used the word communication, Lando, because I kind of feel like some women don't understand what that word really means. Like
Communication.
most guys are very honest, even about their pussy count. Like most guys will tell you, like, "Yo, this is what it's about. This is what I'm after."
Right.
And I'm not sure if some women understand that, but then women, you expect the same courtesy, and it's not that.
Mm-mm.
Well, even on top of that, though, in terms of communication, even if you communicate honestly
Mm-hmm.
and say exactly what you mean to say, they
They,
will interpret it whatever the fuck way they want to.
yep.
Oh, that is true. Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So it's like you really can't win in that aspect
Yeah.
anyway. So
Yeah.
you
I
know,
mean, how many times have I spoke to a woman and said, "Okay, this is what it is," and then they'll reply to me like, "So what you're saying is this?" And I'm like, "No, what I'm saying is what I just said."
right?
But they
Like,
still they're going off of emotion. So it's like what
yep.
I'm saying, they didn't they weren't like emotionally impacted by what I said, even though it was just a
Mhm.
pretty simple
Hmm.
fact.
Mhm.
Or they're
Mhm.
interpreting what you say as an instant lie. I've
Oh
run
yeah.
into that a lot, where
Yeah.
no matter what you say, it's a fucking flat out lie.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Sometimes when they believe that you're lying, it's
Yeah.
because they're processing it based on what they would say to you.
Mm.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
It's
You know?
it's it's speaking of lying, that actually I actually use that technique of lying as a segue into number 8 of being too available. Like if I'm not doing
I'm
shit,
guilty.
if I'm not doing shit, I don't tell her I'm not doing shit. I tell her I'm doing shit. Like if I'm just chilling at home watching TV, I'm gonna tell her I'm busy, or you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I
you're
even
just
keep it
wondering what
basic.
you're doing.
I keep it basic. I keep it basic saying I'm busy, but I don't give her a full detail or whatever what I'm doing, or I'll tell her something completely different of what I'm doing. You know what
You
I'm
know,
saying? Just to give her the idea that I'm not just available all the time.
Right.
I will concur with that 100%, because like that was my mistake with the current one on
Hmm.
Facebook. Maybe you and I should become Facebook friends, just so
Oh
you
yeah,
know
no doubt.
what I go through on Facebook. I get like hearts and everything from all these random women,
Yeah.
and even some like sexually questioning, because like I come off as like very like sexually ambiguous, so I get hearts from guys,
Mm-hmm.
trans, everyone. I get hearts from everyone from like
Hmm.
whatever I post. And my Facebook profile like makes it appear that I'm like this artist, rock star that draws all the time, plays guitar, punk rock,
Yeah.
the whole 9 yards. Like I'm like this like fucking unicorn, and I'm not. I'm just a regular dude. I just have hobbies,
Yeah. Right.
and
Right.
but
As
it
we
makes
all
it seem,
should.
yeah, and it just makes it seem like I'm always busy. So when someone approaches me in RL, like a girl or
Hmm.
whatever, um, and they find out that I'm just like sitting around watching Bob's Burgers, that kind of like breaks the
The
mystique,
bravado. Yeah. It breaks the
Yeah.
bravado. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
oh my god, I thought you were freaking playing some band stuff and rocking on the guitar. It's like, no, I'm drunk on the couch, passing out, watching Bob's Burgers. Not
Yeah.
even watching Bob's Burgers. Bob's Burgers just in the background. I'm just passed out drinking wine.
And that turns them off. It turns them
Exactly.
off.
Exactly.
Because
They're not cool with that. They're like thinking
no.
that they're
I,
thinking
I,
I'm a
I
rock
tell
star.
people, I tell people, legend doesn't match up to the reality.
Hmm.
Hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I had to
Yeah.
So,
get that line from Metal Gear Solid. I don't know.
and speaking of hobbies, and whatnot, that actually, that brings us to number 9, and that's giving up who you are. And I figure,
Mm.
I feel that, what you're into, what you like to do, what
Hmm.
makes you happy, what I'm saying, is
Oh,
who you are as a person.
and I
And
got some things to speak on when it
oh
comes to
yeah,
that.
oh yeah. And they, they tend to want to, change that stuff. So, they want to take away, if you're doing something, say for example, you're going to a concert or whatever, and you go to these concerts all the time. Well, now you happen to be attracted to, a female or whatever, and she likes to hang out with you and whatever, but she's a homebody.
Oh God,
You know
I
what I'm
hate
saying?
those. Yeah.
And she wants to curb your appetite for entertainment, and
Mm,
that's what makes you happy though. But for us being that white knight, come in, provider, protector,
hmm.
well, you trying to make somebody else happy at the expense of your happiness.
Oh man, I got a story for you. And I'll keep it quick since we're
Yeah.
at number 9. Um, I had one ex where she was trying to fake being sick at the same time
What?
cheating on me, because
Whoa.
she did
Wow.
not want me to go out to Baltimore to hang out with my homeboys. So she didn't want me to go out to Baltimore, so she faked sick to try to get me to stay home to take care of her.
Damn, that's some petty shit.
There it
Yeah,
is.
yeah, exactly. I called her out on that. I went to Baltimore
Hell
anyway,
no.
and I called her out on that shit.
That's fucked up.
But because I saw that, I was like, well, you're trying to keep me home. You're faking sick, because you don't want me to go out.
Mm.
Like she was trying to change who I was,
Mm-hmm.
it's like I'm gonna go visit my friends just like you would probably visit your friends, and I wouldn't stop you if I was sick. I'm not on my deathbed.
Right.
I'm sick being single before you.
Mm-hmm.
But she's trying to do that manipulation thing,
Oh
man.
Yeah,
yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah,
Oh
let,
yeah.
me- let me say something on that. I mean, when women get you to make unnecessary sacrifices,
Mm-hmm.
it's got to do a whole lot with them trying to garner future resources with respect to them. Like, say you're a guy that likes motorcycles or building cars or whatever it is. Those hobbies that you have, I mean, even guitar playing, have to
Mm-hmm.
be expensive. So
Oh
that
God,
Mm.
yeah.
means if you give up those things, then that'll open up more resources that would be directed towards her and
Yep.
not towards what you like doing.
Right.
And
Yeah, they
I've
know.
seen it plenty of
Yeah.
times where, guys would be like, yeah, I'm married now and my woman wants me to give up the sports car or the bike. So that means all of a sudden that's thousands of
And
dollars that instantly become available, and then she'll manipulate where those finances get put towards.
and what
Mm-hmm.
they say, and when and that when you talking about giving that stuff up, which actually segues us into number 10, which is making unnecessary sacrifices.
Mm-hmm.
You She deems them childish.
Mm,
Like
Oh God,
if you
yeah.
have the sports car, if you have the bike, well, that now is child stuff, and you should be a quote unquote man, or you need to man up.
Mm-hmm.
But you're a grown ass man. That's what a lot of men forget, is that we're grown ass men, and we need to be taking the lead on that. We need to be understanding that, wait a minute, hold up. I need some
yeah.
things that actually are outside of you.
Yeah, I mean, because if you leave it up to women, it's like, what are the things that they spend most of their money on? Themselves,
Hmm.
You know, I
makeup,
made I
jewelry,
made that. Oh, sorry. Go
clothes.
ahead, then. No.
Yeah, it's like they will spend most of their money on beautifying stuff on themselves. That is not
Mm-hmm.
actually natural to their own bodies.
Oh,
Hmm.
perfume and makeup and stuff. And the funny thing is, it's like, if you love your woman, a lot of times you don't really care that they're fucking wearing the shit, but they do it for other bitches.
Yep.
And they
Yeah,
and they try to say that they're doing it for you, but a lot of
yep.
times, like, it's like, look, you can just wear like some like red underwear, and my dick will get hard. You don't
Yeah.
have to fucking put on some fucking like makeup, like
Right.
maybe some lipstick, sure, whatever. But most of the time, you don't care. You
Yeah,
Nah.
I
really
mean,
don't care.
Nah.
eventually coming off.
All you gotta do is rub a brother the right way. You
Oh
good.
God, yeah. The spoon, yeah. Like with most women, I think once again, like the whole asexual. The current girl I was dating, she didn't understand the whole concept of asexual, because I would feel sexual feelings towards her,
You should
and
Hmm.
have
I
just
was like
told her.
I was feeling more demisexual, and the only thing it took was for us to spoon, because I had more emotional attachment to her. It
Hmm.
Mhm.
had nothing to do with her makeup, her body. She was built like a fucking twig. She didn't have any boobs or nothing like that. She had a little bit of an ass, but I didn't care because I was emotionally invested.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I do love me some boobs and some ass, but like
Yeah.
I didn't really care.
Gotcha.
And
Well.
also too, going back to the whole thing of the number 10.
Hmm.
Uh,
Make an unnecessary sacrifice. Yeah.
yes, I almost moved to an area that was the sticks. I'm uh, I'm mixed race, ethnic. I identify as being black, but I'm mixed
Hmm.
race.
Hmm.
And the area that she wanted me to move to with her daughter, I felt was very uncomfortable,
Hmm.
and I could have got a car, and I did not feel comfortable getting a car moving to this area, but I
Hmm.
almost did it.
Whew.
And at the same time, the
Dodge a
area I live
bullet,
in
sir.
the area I live in currently is more artsy music influence, and I
Hmm.
feel more like myself here.
Hmm.
My depression is not available here because I feel more artsy and influenced in this area. And I almost
Mhm.
moved to the suburbs slash sticks for this person. And I
Taking you
almost,
out the element.
yeah, I almost lost myself
Gotcha.
for this
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
So
That
yeah.
definitely would have been unnecessary.
Oh God! And my friends chimed in and said, "My friends after, of course, your friends are going to chime in after the fact."
Hmm.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
you know
After
you.
you done married the bitch.
Yeah, and
After
they're
you done
like,
married the bitch, she done divorced you and then cheated
yeah,
on you. Yeah.
yeah, they're like Rome. Yeah, we did not want you to move to that area because we knew you would lose yourself and you would fall in depression. I'm thinking to myself like,
Oh
well,
damn, they were some real good.
why didn't you say something to me?
Right.
Like,
You
I
know
mean,
how
I'm
your
not gonna.
real
I mean,
friends are. You know who your real friends are when you're going through some shit and you see who's actually there.
mm,
Hmm.
Like in my experience, in a lot of like dark times in my life when I was going through shit with my ex and all kinds of crazy shit, people just disappeared. I felt like I was in a hole by myself.
that's
Mm.
happened to me before. I totally feel you, Orlando.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. Well, guys, that's our show for tonight.
Mm,
I hope you enjoyed this top 10 cast, and we want to thank again. We want to thank Mr. Rum for being on the cast tonight. Mr. Lando back again. Like,
Yep.
hit the like button, subscribe, comment, do whatever you do. This is us once again from Unapologetically, man. Your dynamic duo plus one for tonight, and we out this bitch.
Peace.
Peace.
yo.